Hey guys, it is June 26th, so it's the end of June, but I am finally back with my belated mania video. I know by now most have been done and done their videos and moved on with their lives, but I have not gotten to that until just today. But I had a little bit of time. I'm actually headed out to work. I'm a little bit on a time constraint. I have to be to work. Well, I have to leave in about 45 minutes, so which my videos are never that long anyway, but so I just had like a little bit of time kind of carved out, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do this and knock it out now that I have the time and I look half decent since I'm running into work. So yeah, so I wanted to update you all on how Mania went. If you saw my plans video, I had planned on doing 5 starts. I actually only ended up doing 4, so I didn't end up starting the Butterfly Dimensions kit, which was kind of borderline anyway, so at least I have it. I got an opalescent Lugana, I think, to do that on, so at least in the future, if I really feel like I need to start, I have that in my stash and I know it's there. But the projects that I did start, I absolutely love, so I'm so excited to show everyone what I worked on. I'm probably going to end up diving right into it, waste no time. Sorry if I'm a little congested. My allergies have just been like totally insane the last couple. Like I have like really good days and then I have awful days, so I don't know what's going on. Maybe I'm allergic to Sahara dust. I don't know. Apparently there's like a big dust cloud coming through, but yeah, for whatever reason, my allergies are always up and down, but today is kind of a weird day, so if I sound a little weird, that's why, so just bear with me. But I'm gonna jump right into it, and then I actually have a bunch of haul too. No surprise, I am an emotional stress shopper, so right before I went back to work, I did quite a bit of shopping and bought a bunch of charts, so I will show you my Mania stuff, and at the end, I'll show you everything I got. So yeah, so let's just jump right in. These are in no specific order. It's just kind of, I quickly ran an iron over them because a lot of them were just kind of thrown in their project bags and super wrinkly, so it's not like the best, but it's not awful either. I mean, some of them were really like crumpled up and I was like, okay, we gotta do something. So anyway, first one is Scarlet House, Perfect World. Ooh. So this was actually this is 36 count. I did this 1/1. Personally, this was my first project doing 1/1. I want to say, I think all of my projects I started for Mania were on 36 count. 2 I did 2/2, and then 2 I did 1/2. I have a newfound love for 1/2. I didn't think I was gonna like it, and I absolutely love it. So we'll talk more when I get to a forest screw, but I might be restarting that. We'll just kind of have to see. So anyway, a lot of people know this one. It's Perfect World. I've had it. I think this was market last year, so it's just kind of been sitting in my stash. And I worked on this for a week. And this is how far I got. So I actually made it all the way across. So I was cutting it a little close on this side. I was getting a little nervous, but there's about 1.5 inches. So as far as framing goes, it should be fine. Let me move up a little bit more for you guys. So yeah, I just love, see, the wrinkles aren't like the best, but what can you do? We're just gonna work with it. The 1/1 gives it a really delicate feel. I know a lot of people don't like 36 count, but per se, 40 count kind of scared me a little bit, so I'm like, I'm gonna start on 36 first and see if that goes okay, and then maybe in the future I'll move up to 40, but as far as coverage goes, I have no issues or qualms with 1/2 on 36. And I am using all of the called for DMCs. I don't know if it calls for DMC, but I'm doing the DMC, and then this is just a piece of linen that I dyed myself with, I think it was just brown, right? And I just diluted it just to like a darker or lighter brown color. So yeah, that is that one. I love this one. As I said, I love all the projects I started, and I can't wait to get back to them. I started, not my next one. I started, my last start was Huckleberry Farm, and then that one I just continued working through most of June. So, and that's been like the one I've been really stuck on. I'm starting to kind of get an itch to switch it up a little bit, but Huckleberry Farm is so beautiful, and so it's just so much fun to work on. Just wait, we'll have a chat in a minute about that. Here we go. The Forest Grew, Rosewood Manor. It is a big boy. It is a big one for sure. I feel like this like isn't focusing at all. But anyway, all you guys know what that looks like. Just a lot of trees, very foresty. This one is over 2 on 36, and this is the one I could not decide if I wanted to do 1 or 2 over 2 on this one. This is over 2, and it's fine. It looks completely fine. It's just a little bit bulky to work on, so it's just personal preference. But I do like the bold colors of it too. So I don't know. So maybe I'll just keep going on it. Again, that was only like a week's worth of work. So if I did want to like flip it over and start 1 over 2 just to see if I like that, I could totally do that and then just decide after a tree or so which one I like more. But this is going to be beautiful when it's all done. I will say, it is a Rosewood Manor, so there's a lot of just on like the birds, there were like 5 or 6 different colors. It's a lot of switching. It's very slow going, but it's going to be so pretty when it's done. Now I plan on, there's the verse that comes on there. Lindy Stitches had done her own verse in there that I like more, so I plan on, when I get that far, I think she had said, like, if you have this started, just like send a picture so she knows that like you have the chart, and she'll send you the charted verse that she did in it. So not that I'm gonna get there anytime soon, but let me flip this over and show you guys. Okay, so here's on the bottom. I don't know if you can see. Come on, work with me. There we go. Okay, so there's on the bottom. So that's just where I kind of tested it out. That was, oh, my nails are gross. I'm really sorry. That was 1 over 2, and that was 2 over 2. So I tried it out. They honestly, from far away, they look almost the same. But I don't know. I can't decide. I might restart this because I really love working on Huckleberry Farm. Focus that. I love working on Huckleberry Farm, and as far as getting like the threads to lay nicely, doing 2 over 2 and 36, it just gets a little tougher, and it's a pain to thread the needle, so I'll see what happens. I don't know if I'm going to be pulling that out anytime soon because I have some other stuff that I want to start here in the near future, so maybe I'll just put it into timeout for a little bit and then like kind of revisit it like later in the year, and then I can decide from there. We'll see. You never know what's going to happen. I'm sorry, I'm out of focus again. There we go. Okay. Promise of Spring. What is this? Cottage Garden Samplings? Yes, yeah. Cottage Garden Samplings. Yes, I had it right. Okay. So this is the spring one. There's 1 through 12. It doesn't have like a month, but I always like consider it a monthly thing. So yeah, this has a robin. I just thought it was fun with the colors. I think this was my first maynia start. I just needed something bright and cheery. At that point, we were still like in quarantine pretty seriously. This is a piece that I, again, dyed myself to like kind of like a dusty. That's pretty true to color. It might be a little more purple and it's showing up. Kind of like a dusty purple color. And this is as far as I got. I was super happy with the progress I made on this in about a week or so. And this is also, this one I definitely, just with this pattern, it kind of lends itself. I wanted this bolder. So this is 2 over 2 with all DMC. It wasn't too bad. Just because like that area, it's such solid stitching that it did get like a little tight in there, but it wasn't unmanageable. I could totally work through it. So yeah, there's my little robin. And I've been working across there. I was going to do like the whole bottom and then kind of work up into the flowers. So that was a fun little, I didn't know how I was going to like it. And I actually enjoyed working on that way more than I thought I would once I got into it. You like start a project and you're like, I just don't know if I'm going to like this. And then lo and behold, you do. Then my recent obsession. which I know a lot of people, this is a recent release, the Blue Flower, Huckleberry Farm. There's something about it that I just loved and had to have right away. So I got this when it was released during market. That yellow house is so pretty. And just everything. I mean, those little bears, it's all so cute. And yeah, this was a week of mania plus now that I went back to work in June, so my stitching is like way slowed down in June. So this is a week of mania plus like 3 or 4 weeks in June now. And this is where I'm at on this guy. Make sure it focuses. And like I said, I mean, I gave this a quick little iron, but yeah, there's that big crease that wasn't gonna come out right now, but I just didn't have the time to mess with it. This is where I am. So I started with the border and then I went over and I did the bear by the mountain, worked over to the house, and now I've been working on that alphabet, and it says one for me and one for the basket, I believe. But I just love this, and I'm doing this all the called for. It's the DMC weeks, and I think I had to sub something for Gast, because as we know, like the stores are out of like everything right now, and so it's been a little tough. So there's just one color I had to sub, but other than that, it's all the called for. And this is also a piece on the model, if you can see. I loved the fabric for that. I think that's like absolutely beautiful. I forget what that was on. Let's picture this plus something, but again, it was a linen that's super hard to get right now. So I was like, all right, I think I showed you guys in my plans video, I had done a piece of fabric and it was a huge fail. So I tried again, and this is much better here. I'll show you guys like spread out. So this is the piece that I ended up with that I did myself, and I'm much, much happier with. I want to say I did, it was Rit dye, it was Hyacinth nope. It was Pearl Gray was the base, and actually the Pearl Gray comes out really kind of like purpley, which I was surprised at. I mean, it's a Pearl Gray, but it looks like purple. So I had a piece of linen back there that has like a little bit, it wasn't antique white, I forget what one, maybe it was Winter Moon, but it had like a little bit of yellow, so I'm like maybe that, and it did kind of cancel out a little bit of the purple, but it was still there. And then I modeled it with just like a little bit of midnight blue, I want to say. I kind of wanted to look like a stormy, I like those kind of overcast stormy days, so I wanted to emulate that a little bit. And I'm just super, super happy with it. And yeah, like I said, this is what I've been working on and I can't really put down. I just keep picking it up, and I'm working, the house is so fun to work on, and it's gonna pop on this fabric too, so all the yellows really stand out a lot. I adore this. I think it's so pretty. So yeah, that was it for my mania. It was kind of quick and easy to go through, a quick 4 projects. Like I said, I was gonna start that 5th one, but then I just wasn't feeling it and I wanted to keep working on this guy. So that is what I did. I just kept on trucking. And yeah, so in the middle, gosh, I'm like out of breath from my freaking allergies, had me so swollen, it's awful. But in the middle, beginning to middle of May, my job announced we would be going back beginning of June. They kind of gave us the choice. Technically we were allowed, salons were allowed to open May 18th, but my boss chose to wait an extra 2 weeks and get extra PPE and make sure everything was like clean and felt good and we felt safe. And so we opened on like June 2nd, and it's been going great. It's really good. It's good to be back. It's a little tricky. Of course, there are restrictions. We work in super close contact. I have to wear a mask, which is 8 hours a day, can be a little suffocating, but just making our way through right now. It's not going to be forever. Hopefully the end of July we'll be able to remove the masks, but you just never know. The first week I went back to work, I would literally come home and I couldn't even keep my eyes open. By like 6:30, I was asleep on the couch for at least like 30 minutes just for like a quick little cat nap. As my daughter's like milling around and my husband would just kind of like peek in on me, like, are you okay? But it was just so exhausting at first. But luckily that's passed. I feel better, at least I can get through my days, but people can be a little crummy. Today was supposed to have off today, but I'm going in for one of my clients who got crummy because her appointment was canceled and she books out a year in advance. And it was just like this big drama. And I'm like, you know, like people need to extend a little bit of grace to everybody because we're all working through a pandemic and this is all new to all of us. But she's a dean at the college, so she thinks she's just the bee's knees and I have to deal with it. So to save the front desk her wrath, I was like, you know what? I'll just come in this day. So I am like literally going in for like 2 or 3 hours for her, but a little frustrating, but gotta smile through it like everything else in life. But it's good to be back. Most of my clients have been awesome. It's good to see everybody. It's good to be back in the salon, in a routine. My daughter is over the moon to be back in daycare. She's just so happy and is at the end of quarantine. I thought she's going to be 3 next month. She started to act out and was just cranky and irritable. And me and my husband just look at each other and like, well, here comes 3. Like they say terrible 2s, but everybody says 3 is worse. But I thought it was just with the age. She's just getting a little spunky, I guess is the word. And overall, she's a great kid, but she was just kind of not acting herself. Went back to school and that all disappeared. So she was literally, I mean, after 2.5, 3 months in quarantine, she was just over it. And she missed her friends. She wanted to get back to school. So she was just being a little person. So I'm like, here we are thinking, oh, this is 3 years old. And no, she was just sick of being at home just like everybody else. So she's so happy. She tells me all the time she's so happy to be back. So that's been really good. So yeah. But with returning to work and we had all these meetings and it sounded overwhelming, like all the extra cleaning and rebooking clients and extra time in between to clean. So we'd get like less people in. It was stressful. And that manifested in me buying charts. So here I am. I mean, it's not like an overwhelming amount, but it's a solid like 6 or 7 charts. So it's a little bit, it's just all stuff that was like speaking to me and that I wanted. So the haul I got, all that to say, this is the haul I bought on a whim, I guess. I actually don't own any Blackbird designs and I know a lot of people loved it and they all are calling it comfort stitching. So I'm like, I'm going to get a smaller chart, which it looks big on here. It's actually pretty small. I forget what the dimensions of it are, but it's not, 95 by 138 is the stitch count. So it's really not that big. And I just thought it was really sweet. Strawberry Fields Forever. I think it just popped up on like the 1, 2, 3 stitch on like their front little thing where you scroll. It's the popular charts. Usually gets me. I'm a sucker for that stuff. And I was just like, okay, add to cart. So do I have any plans of starting this soon? No, but I love having it in my stash. I'll probably get, of course, like anything, when I first started this, I was like, oh, like when I first started, I remember I said, like, I'm not into like the Mirabilia. I don't really get those ladies. I now love Mirabilia. I have 2 in my haul pile right here. And then it was, oh, well, I just use DMC. I don't really get the over dye threads. And then I started using them and now I love them. And now that I'm doing 1/1, or 1/2, I love them more because you're not going to be using a ton of thread. So now I'm starting to work on my fancy thread stash. So here we are. Let me see okay, I have like 15 minutes. I got to get moving here. So 1, 2, 3 stitch. Blackbird design, Strawberry Fields Forever. Don't know when I'll start it, but I think it's a really sweet pattern. Also got, I took these all out of the plastic, so they're kind of all over the place. Ink Circles, Needles Dance. It is not focusing. Focus on that. Anyway, time to mess with this. I'll just read it for you. A lot of you guys know this chart. It says, the night forest wakes as the needles dance. I personally am a nighttime stitcher. I used to be able to stitch more during nap time, but my daughter's naps are shrinking and I actually need to get stuff done because she's super busy at almost 3 years old. So I just love that it just kind of spoke to me that I'll probably do it on like a darker blue than this. But I just liked it because, I'm a nighttime stitcher. thought it was sweet, and it has like bunnies and birds and deer. I want to say, I think Steph from Just Keep Stitching, I think she had either started or stitched this. I don't know if she finished it. Had stitched this. That's when I saw that, and I was like, ooh, I really like that. I really want that. So now I have it. And as I said, there's no rhyme or reason as to why I was buying this stuff. I think probably one night at 2 a.m. I was literally laying in my bed and just scrolling and going through all the designers and just adding to cart and then going back through and kind of weeding it out. And this is the stuff that I ended up with. Since I loved Huckleberry Farm so much, this was a chart I've been eyeing up for a while too. It's by the Blue Flower as well. Night Walked Down. Whoops. Let's hold that the right way. Again, I am a nighttime. I've always been a night owl, but I just love nighttime. And I plan on doing this on the fabric with the threads because I like it just the way it is. I wouldn't change a thing. I think this is darling. I love the cat. I have a black and white cat, and that's a black cat. And yes, just yes to all the things. I'm not going to elaborate because now I'm like, ooh, got the clock kind of breathing down my neck a little bit. It's fine. It's really fine. Okay, I said I got 2 Mirabilias. I got, which are kind of like along the same, they're kind of on like the same like color, I guess the colorway you would call them. Rapunzel, because obviously not only with what I do for work, I absolutely love her hair. My phone would work with me like a little bit. There we go. I love her hair in this. That braid is everything. But my daughter, during quarantine, she fell in love with Tangled. So we were on this like huge Tangled kick, and she always wanted to watch Rapunzel. So when this popped up, I was like, for multiple reasons, just give it to me. Just put it in my cart. Let me buy it. Because as soon, I'm getting really close. I have not finished my mermaid yet still. I haven't had a chance to work on her at all, but when I finish her, I would really like to jump into another Mirabilia. Not sure which one, but I just really loved her. And the other one I got was Moonflowers. Yeah, Moonflowers. I just got a lot of I just realized I got a lot of like nighttime themed stuff. Okay, apparently. And I was shopping these at nighttime, so go figure. Let me hit the focus for you guys. I always feel like I'm like such like a newbie to cross stitch that I'm like, I'm sure everybody knows these patterns, but you know, when I'm watching Flosstube, I always come across stuff that I've seen. I've looked at her and had her in my cart before, but I actually didn't buy her till Jessie Marie. I think this was a Mania start for her, and I saw it and I was like, ooh, I really love that. So she had to come and live with me too. And this is something, but you know, there's like some charts that you get, they're like, oh, that would be great to stitch. I don't know why my phone's being so dumb today. Wow, that's even worse. That would be great to stitch, but I don't know like what I would do. I don't know where I'd put it in my house. This is something like I would put up in my bedroom or something. So it's nice when you like have a spot and you know what you're gonna do with it. My friend Nicole sent me, she had told me she was making me masks for work, which I was like, awesome. She sent me like a whole box of goodies for my birthday, and it came in like the middle of May, and it was like the sweetest thing I think anybody, it was just so sweet and unexpected and such a surprise. I was literally opening it like, oh, like I was just like so like taken aback by it. And she's just awesome. She is off to the Flosses on Instagram, someone I met at StitchCon last year, and we just hit it off, and we've been talking ever since, and we have this great like virtual friendship, I guess. Like we haven't really gotten to hang out, but we really have this just great virtual friendship, and I really enjoy her being a friend. But anyway, so she sent me this box with not only masks, but she sent me like all these goodies for my birthday, which was like just totally like absolutely blew me away. Just quickly, she sent me a thread keep. I was just like all this stuff I had never had. This beautiful needle minder. Okay. Anyway, it kind of, and which is so cute because we're doing our mermaid together. It's all like ocean themed stuff. And I just, thoughtful gifts like that are just like the way, it's like totally my love language. How I feel love, I guess. You know, it's like how you give and how you receive, and that's like thoughtful gifts like this knocked it out of the park. She sent me a bunch of thread, and they're all like literally all Mediterranean Sea, mermaid's fin, sea shelly, coral reef. So they're all ocean themed too, because that's kind of like our friendship. Nicole, you're the cutest. I love her. But not only that, but there's one that, or maybe it was a mix of the two. Because as everybody, if you don't, I think it's probably over now. But Long Dad Samplers had their pandemic chart for free for about a week, and everybody's been buying it. I download the PDF, so maybe, I'm like, oh, maybe that'll be like my new year, new start. We'll see what happens. But I really, when I first opened it, I thought that this was like a variegated thread, and I was like, ooh, that's beautiful. It's actually two separate ones, which you could, you could in there, just kind of go back and forth with it, depending on the motifs in it, but I think that's super, super pretty. And then, because which we do want to do, again, don't know when we will start it, but I had said I wanted to do the berry bowl sampler, but I wanted to do it with her, so we'll kind of split it. I don't know how hard. It's a little intimidating to me. I mean, I'm sure other people have done it, so it's possible. It's just lining it up. So I guess what you do is like you stitch the two sides but leave the middle out, and then sew it together and then do the middle. I think that's the gist of it. But I think this is so pretty. And now that I've done, there was a berry bowl on one of mine. I don't know. I really enjoy them. So that was that. So yeah, those were all like little gifts. And there's still other stuff. There's like a little, not a needle minder, but a little sticky pad for when like you're beading in there. And she sent something from my daughter. So Nicole, thank you. I appreciate you. Your friendship means more to me probably than you realize, but it's just been a joy chatting and stitching along with you. So thank you. I appreciate that. And the last thing, not the last thing, but there's one thing I'm not going to grab right now because it's across my table. The new Lindy stitches, mostly because I loved the sentiment. Oh, my darling, it's true. Beautiful things have dents and scratches too. And look at that bird. If my phone wants to focus. Oh, that bird is so sweet. And I love like the border up there and along the side. I just love everything. I just needed this in my life ASAP. That's the problem with Mania. You get so used to like starting all these great projects. I just want to keep starting stuff. And so like that's like an issue because I should probably, now it's like, okay, I don't need any more charts this year. Everything is just going to go on my wish list. I need nothing. Like I have done enough so far. That to be said, I have a start that I'm starting very soon. That's across the table. You do not need to see it right now, but I got Consider the Lilies, which I wanted for my birthday falls right around Mother's Day. So every year I'm always like, I want to get, like, I'm going to treat myself to something I really want. So this year I really wanted Consider the Lilies, but at the time it was out and the linen was out and the threads were out. And so I was just like, forget it. So the middle of June, I ended up buying the chart. I just got the linen. I have all but like 3 or 4 threads. So I'm probably going to be starting that soon just because I'm super pumped for that. But, so with that one, I think I got the Dusty Road linen and all the called for. So it's all just going to be called for threads. If I can find, I'm like, I keep looking for, and it's out of everywhere, I'm sure because of this chart, but it's like terracotta, pine needles, and used brick. So it's like Classic Colorworks and Gentle Arts. And I'm sure everywhere is out. So I've sent a couple emails out to like not as popular L&S's just to see, because we'll see. It's really not. I could start it without those threads, but I'm someone that I need like everything before I get it started. I don't know why I'm that way, but it's just going to stress me out if I start it and then I'm like, oh, I can't finish this motif because I don't have this or that. So hopefully, probably by the next video, I'm going to have that started. Hopefully. My dogs. Sorry. My dogs. Okay. All right, I I guess that's the end. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.